and welcome. You are listening to At Home with Ifeno. Here, we'll talk about helping women know and understand their worth, find fulfillment in who they are, and in what they do. Every other week, we'll talk about your identity as a woman, discovering your unique purpose, intentionally raising the next generation, and your influence in homemaking. I am your host, Ifeoma Nhat Omoni. Hello, and welcome to At Home with Ifeno. Wow, this is November already. So we're counting down to the end of 2023. Have you really done something that you can look back and say, oh, my 2023 is going to end in a fantastic way? Well, even if you feel you've not done anything tangible, just relax. You're at home with Ifeno today. Even if you're not at home, create that picture in your mind. If you are driving, please focus. On your way to work, wherever you are going to, I just want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us. It's an honor to have you listen to us. You know, if I come here every time and I don't have listeners, I don't think it would be worth my time. So I want to especially appreciate your presence, for always coming here to listen to what we have for you each time we are here. Thank you, and get ready for an amazing time today. I have someone very special. In fact, before we started this conversation, or before we came in here, I was just telling him that he's always present, even if I don't see him physically. So I have someone I call a friend, a brother, an advisor. Yes, so he advises me, helps me when I'm struggling, even with this podcasting. Yes. And he has been on this platform before. He was here early last year talking about the why of a woman, if anyone can remember. So please, let's give a warm At Home with Ifeno welcome to Amachree Isoboye. You're welcome, sir. How are you today?
Good to be here. I'm okay. Thank you for having me again, Ifeno. It's always a pleasure, coming into this space and seeing the progress you've made. It's amazing. I give God all the glory. I remember when it all started. Just like that. And here we are. It's a wonderful journey, I must say. Thank you for having me. I don't take this opportunity lightly. Thank you.
Thank you, Amax. And between the last time Amax was here and now, a lot of things have happened. So before the show closes or comes to an end, we'll give Amax a little time to tell us more of the things he has been up to. A lot, I can tell you. He has also made so much progress, encouraging us, telling us that we should not give up, we should keep, serving our world, because a lot lies even in what we do every day. So Amachree, I know you work very hard. Sometimes I tell him that you need to rest. So one thing I like my guests sharing is maybe they should share a relaxation tip or something that you do that eases off, the pressure. I know he might say there's no pressure anywhere, but what can you tell our listeners you do, that maybe helps your creativity? Because Amax is a creative person, and there might be some things that he does that, brings that part of him. So we want you to tell us, in our very busy world today, what is something you do to just relax beyond that when you are in the mood of being serious? What do you do to relax, sir?
What do I do to relax? Obviously, that's a very difficult question, but I'll try and answer it. One thing I do, yes, our world is very busy, okay? But one thing I do to relax I listen to music. I listen to music, as in good music. Not necessarily lyrical now, but
I was about to say that. There might be no
not
sound,
necessarily.
there might be no words, but the sound.
No words, exactly. The sound. It takes me to that place where I literally see things jump out, and I begin to get excited in that mood. So I do a lot of that. Then I also try to keep my mind, as in stay my mind on His Word, on God's Word. It's a good way of relaxing for me. As in I keep my mind on His Word. We may call that meditation, that I keep it there. I just keep it there. When distractions come or whatever, I just try to bring my mind back to His Word. Bring my mind back to His Word. It helps me to relax a lot. So then again, another way I relax is by writing. Yes, I say writing as something therapeutic, and it's like, you feel this pain or you feel this anger, you want to express yourself in a negative way, but I pick a piece of paper and a pen, or I get on my laptop, or I pick my phone recorder and I begin to either talk, yes, and all of that. So these are ways I relax actually. But the very one that gives me so much, pleasure, that suits me a lot, is listening to sound, music. Yes, that's where I relax.
Yeah, I can attest to that. What lyrics, songs that doesn't have any words, just the sounds of different instruments, the violin, different instruments, very calm music, not noise.
Not noise, exactly, not noise.
Okay, thank you so much, Amax, for being here once again. And our topic for today is being present at home. Being present at home. Before we go into that particular conversation, I just want to start by saying or reading something I can caption or call a quote by somebody. And it says, I believe in the power of words. It is the unit of creation. Did I get it right? That's Amachree's words. I believe in the power of words. It is the unit of creation. So as a person who is so passionate about words and how these words can be used in our daily lives, how can you enlighten our listeners on how they can use their words to create the home they desire? Practical steps, how they can use these words that you have said is the unit of creation. And you see some people say, oh, maybe a listener here is not yet married, or even if it's not just for married people. So you want a home that when you get into that place, you are in a very beautiful world. Despite the hard day's job, you are always looking forward to coming there. How can they use their words to create that home that they desire?
Thank you so much for that question. That's a very lovely question, and I felt so good when you repeated those words. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. And somebody was saying, how did you come about those words? They were born out of a trying moment in my life. And, you find yourself in a place and it's like, how do I get out of this position or situation? How do I get out? And I came to discover that the only way, it is the only way, there's no other way. That's the truth. From where I stand, it is to discover the power of words. And by that, you begin to create that world you desire, one step after the other, and to pull yourself out. God made us after His likeness and after His being. And if you look at from scriptures, unapologetically, I tell people I'm a Christian, and everything I do stems from my Christian faith, so I try to find it in everything I do. God is a speaking spirit or a speaking being. When you go back to Genesis, Genesis chapter 1, the earth was without form and void. Darkness was on the surface of the deep, as Scripture says. And what we hear is, and God said, He spoke. He said what He wanted to see. But now, I did something recently, listening to my mentor, our mentor, and we were discussing, and he was saying some things, but I caught something. Let's try this as I speak. If you put your hands in front of your mouth when you're talking, what do you feel?
You feel this heat.
You feel heat or vibration or energy, as the case may be. So imagine you try to close your eyes and imagine that these things you're speaking, they are literally energy coming out from you. And as they come out, they become. So the way God saw it, the earth was without form and it was void. But He looked at it. He did not weep over the earth. He did not complain over the earth. He did not say, "Oh, what a mess." No, He just said, "Let there be." And somebody will say, He's God now. That's why. Maybe we were made after His image, His likeness, and His form. He is the creator. We are under His, should I say, authority. So we also can create. So in practical terms, creating that home that you desire as a father, as a man, it is to take that position that God has given, the position of the creator. What do you see? What do you see? And what do you want to see? I am seeing a mess. I am seeing a void. So what do? You call forth that which you want to be. You don't stop saying it. You keep on saying it. You keep repeating it. And literally, you come to see that energy you have released in that atmosphere begins to shape, guide, form that environment you see. Okay, let's be practical. I want to see a pleasant home. I want to see a home filled with laughter. I want to see a home where there's positivity everywhere. So what do? You think of what positivity is. Think of a positive image. Think of a vibrant image, a vibrant color or something. In that state of your thinking, begin to say it. You say it on Monday, you say it on Tuesday, you say it on Wednesday, you say it on Thursday, you keep saying it, and before you know it, that which you are desiring becomes apparent. Somebody will say, are you sure? Now let's look at it. Yes. Are you sure? Now let's look at it from the other side. When you don't speak positive words, when you don't create, as in speak those faith-filled words, what do you speak? I'm tired. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. And exactly those things you're saying, those are the things happening every day. Yes. So those are the things happening every day. So practically, that is how it works. Not to take this conversation too far. This question, when I wanted to get married, as in start a family, I desired it in my heart, and I spoke it to being. But this is one thing: my son, my first son, his name, I called him Jezreel. That's his name, Jezreel D'Angelo. Before he was born, that name, I got that name, I think when I was in, if I'm not mistaken, year 2 or year 3, I was in church. The message was going on. We had a conference. The minister was speaking, and that he was speaking on the subject of Jezreel, the seed of God. I forgot completely that Jezreel was also the place Elijah had that encounter at the valley of Jezreel with Ahab. But I just loved that. So I went to research, and I said to myself, his name shall be called Jezreel, the seed of God. And I called him forth. At least you know him. Yes.
And this was before you even met your wife.
This was even before I met my wife, exactly. This was, I think I was in year 2 or so, year 1 in school. You know, I still remember. Well, I wrote it down somewhere. His name shall be called Jezreel. And I mean, the rest, as we say, is history now.
Wow. So for me to create or to have that desired home, the power is in my hands. That's what our guest is saying. So that home that you are looking at, you know, he said, the first word he said about the negative things we say, that I am tired. There was a time my husband was always fighting me not to be saying that I am I am tired. In fact, recently there was one day, I don't know what happened. He said, that used to be my wife's phrase, I am tired. And it was like, please, don't bring out negative energy. So we have heard it from our guests. The home you have today is as a result of what you are creating with your words. So there's nobody to blame. The home you are seeing today, the way your children are behaving, the way your wife or your husband is responding, is actually what we have actually spoken, as in, what are we saying? Thank you so much, Amax, for that. Thank you for shedding light on the power of words, even at home. So back to our question, being present at home. I know some people will be like, how can we not be present at home and you are seeing me sitting down here in the house? Is it possible for me to be at home and not be at home? So what does it mean to be present at home? Wow. And it's a 2-in-1 question. So let me just give it to you so that you take us on this journey. What does it mean to be present at home? And how can we make it a conscious part of our life? So it's not that I'm present once in a month and the remaining part of the month, nobody knows if I exist or if I'm in that house. So
beautiful. Somebody said to me once, you know, talking about the gift of presence. Before I go into the question, let us look at it from this. When you talk about presence, the gift of presence, imagine you sitting down in a room and you people are having a meeting and you're brainstorming. People as in they're just walking into the room, we're just brainstorming, and all of a sudden, one particular individual walks into the room and there's this smile on everybody's face. Like, the answer is here. And the minute the person sits down, the person walks into the room and it's like the faces of the people just come alive. And he or she takes the seat on the table and it feels like those struggling with answers, the answers just comes out of them. Now, the way I see presence is not about matter alone, you know, your body. It is matter that that takes a space. You are conscious of your being. It is you being aware, conscious of your person, your personality, your being. So you are in a space. You are not just filling up the space. Rather, you are assuming, asserting, calling who you are in that space. So being present at home, it is being available. It's not just sitting down filling a space. It is being available.
Being available. So
being
how can we make it as part of our lives?
Yes, it's a practice. It's a practice. Now, let me use this to illustrate what I mean by it's a practice. Imagine when you go to pick the children from school. Obviously, you go do school runs.
Yeah.
Now, the first question, if your husband goes to pick the children, the likely question they will ask him is mommy home? True or false?
True.
Yes. Now, they are not asking him that question carelessly. There's something mommy's presence does to them. Mommy is available. So why didn't she come to pick us? Is mommy home? So the minute they get home, mommy's availability is what they are looking for. What does that mean? Mommy is there to cook, or rather provide meals for us, help us with our homework. Mommy is there to scold us when we do something wrong. You're seeing the availability now. Mommy is not just physically present, she is available. She is available. She is not just a mother, she is a mommy. She is available. So it is a conscious practice. How do I make myself, my presence at home felt? You just have to be available. That's yes, you just have to be available. And what does it mean to be available? Hello, consciously be part of what is going on at home. You can even initiate it, initiate something. It becomes a ritual at home. They just know that whenever daddy is home, we know that there will be biscuits, there will be chocolate, there will be stories, there will be laughter, there will be this, there will be that. That is your being settling in that space. It's like, when you also look at it from, when you look at animal life, you see dogs marking territories. Animals do that a lot. Either they move or they pull somewhere, they are marking the territory. So that there's this smell they leave within that space. So they know, no matter where you take them to, the minute they come back there, they know this is their space because they have left a kind of their personality there. Exactly, that is what happens. So you're being available, you leave your personality there. It is imprinted everywhere. They just come. When the children come, if they hear this kind of music, they'll say that is home. That is home. If they hear the door sound, there's a way that it opens the door. That is home. There's a way you sit when you're doing assignment or homework with them. They just know. So that is how to be present or make your presence present.
The man with the words. I was hearing something else. So Amachree is saying something here because some people might think they are talking about home. I'm not married. What's my own business? It's for couples or people that have children. But when you were speaking, and you were saying that when you have made yourself available, your footprints, or I don't know how to put it, is still felt even in that particular space. Be it, we are talking about home today. So even in your office or wherever you are, being present means that, if you are here, these are the things that will happen. So it means that you are not just sitting down in that particular place. There are things that are characteristic of your being there, that when people come to that place, they know that you have been there or you are there. So he's trying to say it's beyond just occupying space. Being present is beyond occupying space. And this topic, like I said, is not just for married people. So even when many of us, we're not yet married, how do our parents or even our siblings know that, okay, Amachree is at home? That means that there were things that could be attributed to what you would do if you are in that house. So being present is saying that, how can people remember you whenever you are in that particular space? Yes, we are talking about home today. So back at home, for us that have left our parents' house, I'm sure they'll be ruminating and remembering that, oh, if Ifeno was here, or when Ifeno is in the house, this and this and these are the things that will happen. So it means that I was not just sleeping and waking up and walking out of the house. There were things.
Not at all.
Yes, I was there. My presence was present.
Yes.
Okay.
Your presence was present. I like that.
Very interesting conversation. Okay, so thank you, Max, for your response. So we go into the next question. In our very busy world, like we said at the beginning, so many things are clamoring for our attention. So many things are supposedly important. But the interesting thing about this, things that are clamoring for our attention, is that many of them are distractions. What are some of the distractions you could share with our listeners? We are all unique, definitely. But what are some of the distractions you feel could be a hindrance that will help, that will not help, we as couples or even parents being present? Because this issue of being present at home is not even just for the children, even couples. So we hear that you don't have time for me, and sometimes the men say the women are paying more attention to the women, to the children. Sometimes the wife say, you don't even have my time. You bring back work home. You are not even looking at my face. So what are some distractions you could share that hinder us from being present at home? Thank you.
All right. Okay. This question, good, lovely question. I think it's a challenge that has been with us forever. But I think one way to navigate this challenge, I would not say one way, the only way actually, is to depend on God's wisdom. Now, a wise man once said, when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. When you know the purpose for a thing, you come to know how to appropriate your time, so that the fullness of that thing, for which you were created for, come to be. So one way or one distraction that faces us practically every day of our lives is not knowing the purpose. Not knowing your purpose. You are a father, you're a husband, you are a worker, you work for somebody, you are a citizen, you belong to a nation, and you're a human being. You're living on this earth. Now, imagine you coming to appreciate all of this that I've said in terms of purpose. So you would know when to be a father, when to be a husband, when to be a citizen, when to be a worker. It all flows in this, did I say, streams, that it takes deep commitment on your part. Let's look at the story of Mary and Martha when Jesus came to them. One was practically everywhere, doing so much, doing this, doing that. Was it necessary? Yes. But was that the purpose of the visit? No. The other was sat down and was listening to the master teaching. Apparently, like she just knew that this is the reason why this man is here today. This is the reason why I am also here today. I have discovered the purpose and I start. And Jesus responded, Martha, you are busy about so many things. And you have left the very important thing. Your sister has picked it. Clearly showing that there are certain things you call important. They are not necessary. They don't add to you. You are a father. There's a time you must be a father. So if anybody tries to call you at that instant, try to distract you, say, no, I'm a father. So I'm playing my fatherly role now. It comes a time you must be a husband. I'm a husband. I'm playing that role now. So it depends on how you depend on God's grace to navigate all of this. So that's it. It's not like one cap fits it all. No, it's not like that from where I stand. But it's a question of discovering your purpose as a father, as a husband, as a man, as a worker, as the case may be. So in other words, somebody says, are you trying to say that I'll have multiple personality problem? No, it's not multiple personality now. It is releasing your personality into this, should I call it, framework. So as a father, now I'm being a father. Every other thing stop. And somebody will say, so how do you be a father? Back to what we said a while ago. Being present, available. Imagine you sitting down with the children doing their homework. Just imagine it for a while. Or you're sitting down with them watching their favorite TV show or program, and you people are talking. Or you say, a particular day, nothing happens today. This day is family time. Everybody sits down. For a while, just imagine what you have created. So the children begin to see that we have our daddy. And they also know when is work time. Daddy is working. They appreciate that because after daddy when daddy finishes his work and all that, he's going to be available for us also. Same thing plays to the woman, as in your wife or the husband, as the case may be. But sometimes we allow ourselves get so encumbered with so many things, and we think we'll have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. You only have to do just one thing. So you have to discover that thing. What is that? Being a father, being a husband, being fulfilling purpose, as the case may be. I think this is from where I stand, is that is a way of handling this problem of not being present or not being available.
Wow. So it means that if we don't know our purpose, we can't fight against the distractions. So Amax, I want to give an example of one distraction that I know even children complain about this distraction. It is our phone and social media.
It's a huge distraction. I'm a culprit. I mean, it's a huge distraction.
All of us.
Oh, we are. Yes. But like I said, sometimes we have this attachment, sentimental attachment to our phones, and you think, I'll miss a message, I'll do this. So one day, let me tell you what I did one day. I went out with my wife and we drove out. We got to the venue, as in the place we're going, spent some time, did everything. She noticed my hands were free. I was just focused, listening to her. She now said, where's your phone? I said, I left it at home. She didn't believe, after for a minute, she was like, unbelievable. I said, I left my phone at home. She was like, are you serious? I said, yes, I left it at home.
This is a miracle.
When I got back, I didn't need, there was no missed call. There was no messages. Nobody was looking for me. I said, after all, can you imagine? I mean, at least 2-3 hours without my phone did not change anything in the negative sense. Rather, it changed me into a phone. I was present. I was available. She was talking. I was listening. I was not fiddling with my phone. I was just looking into her face, gazing. And sometimes she would blush. Why are you looking at me that way? I said, I'm not seeing you again. I've not been seeing you well. Now I'm seeing you well. And all of that. So the truth is, purpose, if it's not known, abuse is inevitable. But the minute you know purpose, you know that this is the why concerning or behind all that I am, you would quieten all the distractions and you will focus on your purpose. It's only a phone. If you miss a call, you can catch up with
call back.
Yes, if somebody really wants to reach you and they call it up, they will call your wife. We're trying to reach your husband. Where is? They say he's here with me. I can talk. We've been calling you. I say, are you not talking with me now? Can't you hear my voice now? He said, but why didn't you pick your call? Is it relevant? What is it? Tell me. I mean, we're very busy. I mean, an important meeting here.
Yes.
So that is it. And so I have learned it, and I'm still honestly, it's not as if I'm perfected. I'm practicing it. Try it. Keep your phone. Somebody say, I do my business on my phone.
That's the excuse many of us give. And
yes,
like I said, even the children. So maybe your child comes and he's telling you something, and we are saying, I'm listening to you. And the child is like,
but you're looking at the phone.
Yes, and the child is wondering,
Mommy, I want you to drop the phone. Exactly. Drop the phone and listen to me. And you listen actually not with your ears, you listen with your eyes. Because every sound you hear, your eyes turn to it. So the eye gate, you focus on where the sound is coming from. And children know those things.
Yeah.
It's like telepathy. You don't expect, they know those things. It's like telepathy. So you don't tell me you're listening and you're looking at your phone, and all of that. Like my daughter will always tell me, Daddy, can you drop your phone? Daddy, put down your phone. I want you to put down your phone. Because that's the only way I know that I will get your attention. So I think as parents, grown-ups as the case may be, the phone man was not made for the phone. The phone was made for the man. So without phone, I think we will survive.
And Amachree, with this phone was not here when we were growing up.
Of course it was not. So
it was not like this.
So those are the things. So I try consciously. It's not as if I've perfected it, but
no, we are all in it.
Yes, I mean it's a journey. So we all, as a way of being present, being available, the distraction of the phone. Imagine you're downstairs and you leave your phone upstairs. Just stay with them. Stay with them. Okay, when you were sleeping, what was happening?
Have you?
Yes, when you were sleeping. Anybody that wants to reach you by 3 a.m. or what is it? How urgent is that thing that you want to wake me up from my sleep? But because somehow the phone has created this environment that we are just floating in it all the time, it becomes a huge, I want to create a content. I want to do this. It can create a cycle or a structure where these things fit in. By so and so time, nothing, I'm not doing it. Drop your phone. When it's time to create, you can pick your phone and do all whatnot. But just to put it in perspective, abuse is inevitable when purpose is not known.
Thank you so much, Amax, for talking so much about this distraction and how you said it is all about knowing your purpose, knowing what you are to do at a certain, for the different roles that we play. If it is time for your family, and I want to attest to what Amachree is saying. So when I was planning this having this conversation with him, we were trying to fix a particular day, and then there was a day I chose, and he later got back to me and said, no, Ife, no. That day is family day. Yes, he said it. He said that day is family day. In fact, that as my message was coming in, they were watching a movie, and that stuck to me. I was like, he's really the right person for this episode. So he's not telling you something he's just imagining. This is something he's putting into practice, and like he has told us, he's still work in progress. And we
Work in
all
progress.
can be work in progress. Let's be available. Let's know the purpose for which God has, brought us into the different relationships, be it in the office. If you're in the office, please, let's know you are in the office. If you are at home, let's know you are at home, so that your presence can be a presence to those around you. Thank you. So,
Indeed.
Amachree, can you just share some of maybe you've discussed some of them, but you've talked about knowing our purpose. Is there any other way we can overcome, this distraction? And there was something you said. Yes, we believe that we are our wife or our husband or children or family will be there. Even the office, you just have this mindset that I'll always go back. But one thing that many of us don't understand is that time is ticking, whether we like it or not. If time is ticking, and sometimes you just find out that you ask yourself, where did all the time go when you see your child leaving the house already, or you just find out that somebody that you used to know is no more there. So how can we utilize this gift of presence with those around us?
I was listening to a conversation, I think that was yesterday or some few days ago, about the children of Israel, the Jews, precisely the Jews. The Jews have this culture, mealtime. Everybody must sit on the table. They eat breakfast, lunch, supper, which we call dinner. Everybody must sit. I was trying to understand, why would everybody sit? So the story I was listening to described it this way, that during mealtime is when stories are told about who we are, our heritage, where we are from, how the day went, and all that. Because if you go back to scriptures, you will see that he said to the children of Israel, or the leaders of Israel, after the deliverance from Egypt, tell this story to your children, to generations unborn. How would you tell the story? You don't tell that kind of story in one day. You don't tell that story. So it's like you are going to create a culture, like you're weaving a reality. So how do I do it? How best do I go about it? Okay, morning, evening, as the case may be. So during breakfast we sit down, during lunch we sit down, and all of that. So we need to consciously create that family time. It could be around the table when you're eating. It could be like picking a particular day. We're all going to the beach, or we're all going to the park, or we're all taking a walk. Because in course of this activity, questions come up. And again, you must know that we are spirit beings. There are certain things you don't say, but your actions speaks. Daddy opens the door always for mommy. He didn't say anything. The children just speak it. Daddy is always shouting at mommy. Your boys will think that's the best way to communicate to a woman. Shout, you will listen. You didn't say that, but they just speak it. Or conscious habits you have created, it becomes part of the family culture. So you begin to tell stories. Like my daughter will always ask me, Daddy, tell me a story. I said, but I told you a story the other day. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm
said,
there.
Yes. I want to hear it again. I said, okay, which one in particular? When you were growing up. So I've told this story more than 10 times. She comes back. And one day I was like, why is she asking this question? All of them. And I realized they are trying to connect with my childhood. They are trying to connect with daddy's personality. They are trying to, and all that. So it's another way. So this, from where I start, I think it's a way we can really be available, creating those moments. You don't have to sit down to do long lectures and what have you. But imagine sitting around the table. How was school today? How was this today? Daddy, I couldn't solve this math. And you now say one or two things and you will continue eating and all of that. So I think it's a way we can practice. Some of us, yes, you pray together, family time for prayers. It becomes a family thing. They know that prayer in this family is, we don't joke with it because we have prayer time, family time to pray, where everybody takes turns to say one or two things and all of that. I think these are ways we can actually practice presence and, passing on this habit, or should I say knowledge, to our children. Children, I've come to see that they interpret value as presence. Yes, that's how they interpret value. Generally, human beings interpret value as present, like you're always there when I call. Thank you. You value me. That's why you're here.
And there is a saying, or I think, is it a saying or a book that says that children see your show of love by, having time for them. So if you say you love them, it means that you have time for them. Exactly. Wow. Thank you so much, Amak. So please, Amak, can you tell our listeners how they can connect with you, what you do, your online presence, because I'm sure some people would really like to follow you.
Okay, what do I do? My name is Amachree Isoboye. I'm a HR personality, as a professional. That's what I do, 9 to 5, as we say. But beyond 9 to 5, I consult too within that space. I write. I'm a writer. I'm an author. I'm a podcaster. I help people get those abstracts within their minds on canvas so that the world will see, so that's what I do. You can catch me up on Instagram, Amachree Isoboye, LinkedIn, Amachree Isoboye, Twitter now called X, Amachree Isoboye. So just that's Amachree. You can also look out for my work. I've written 4 books: Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, my HR notebook, and Focus on God. You can get it on Amazon and everywhere. That's what I do. My passion is word. I believe in the power of word because it is the unit of creation.
Yes,
sorry, this is Ifeno's show. Sorry.
No, but that was how I started the show today now. So I was even hoping, I said, I hope I will put it well. So Amachree is the professor of words. Sometimes he sees words inside words. So you can have a particular word. Amachree will bring out another word in that word that you are looking at. That's how creative he is. Thank you so much, Amachree, for being on At Home with
Thanks for having me.
So what will be your parting words? Because it's not going to get any better with busy schedules or, distractions. They are going to be heightened. What will be your parting words to our listeners for today about being present at home?
Okay. The truth is, we'll always have distractions. It will grow by the day. But if you discover purpose, remain there. Yes, just remain there. Discover purpose. You're a father, you're a mother, you're a husband, you're a wife. When you discover what that means, then all the other things, they're irrelevant. That's what I would encourage your audience with on this episode. Discover purpose and stay there. You know, somebody will say, how do I stay there? How do you stay on things? The way you remain. Yes, that's how. The same way you sit down. Yes, you are. Thank you. You abide. The same way you sit down doing nothing, but this time around you are sitting doing your purpose because you have discovered that God has revealed it to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amachree. We are so grateful. Looking forward to having more of you on At Home with Ifeno. And I just want to use this opportunity to thank Amachree because he is very instrumental to you hearing and listening to At Home with Ifeno. He is behind the scene. Yes. So please, we appreciate you, your wealth of wisdom, your encouragement that we should keep going. We don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. God bless you too.
Thanks for joining us this week on At Home with Ifeno. Check us out on Instagram at Ifeno17. As always, subscribe to the show to catch every new episode and leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh content. See you next in 2 weeks' time.